Let's now talk about how we set the TRX up. There's a few things to keep in mind. The first thing when trying to figure out what location to set up the TRX is the footing that you're going to have. It's really important safety-wise just to make sure we've got a nice firm footing. So one, I would probably recommend wearing shoes, but the other thing is how slippery the floor is. So a lot of houses have wood flooring or maybe tile flooring. They can be a little bit slick. So it might be a good idea just to unroll a mat and have it laying out in front of the door so that you have that. This flooring in my shoes is sticky enough that I don't have to actually worry about it. If I fall during the rest of this video, it's my own fault. The next thing we have to keep in mind after footing is where we're actually going to anchor it or how we're going to anchor it. There's two options. The conventional type of anchoring is actually taking the TRX, wrapping it around, whether it be a beam in the basement of your house or a tree if you're in the park, and just wrapping it like that. But a lot of houses don't have open beams or actually somewhere high enough to hook it and wrap it around. And so what we get instead, and a lot of TRXs will actually come with this, is an over-door anchor. So if I'm in a condo, if I have a finished basement, I can still use my TRX in that space. And so what we'll do with this is we'll actually just pop open a door. We will hook it over, we'll bring it to the center, and then we'll just make sure that the door is actually closed. If we can lock the door, even better, because that prevents somebody from opening it or from coming unhinged. And then we're going to then take our TRX. So you'll see I've got my carabiner down here as opposed to up at the top. And that's because this is a little bit of a lower door. And so I'm just going to hook this straight through onto my door anchor. And I'm just going to test it to make sure that it's going to actually take my weight and that the door is shut. The next thing, once we have it all anchored and it's secure, is the actual height of the handles themselves. So ideally, you want to be able to adjust your handles between 6 to 12 inches from the ground. That's going to give you a lot of variability when we start doing different exercises such as squats, lunges, push-ups, some sort of pull, or maybe even some single leg exercises such as Bulgarian split squats. And so in order to adjust that, all I'm going to do is change how much distance I have using these straps here. I want to make sure that they're even. And then if I'm going to do a row with this setup, I'm just going to bring my feet forward and do my pulls from here. And that is how we ensure that we have it set up properly.